Layla was tired of chasing happiness, because no matter what she did, it never stayed. She bought new things. She made new plans. She waited for something to change. Nothing did. One afternoon, she wandered into the old souk near her grandmother's house. The souk was loud and warm and full of life, spice sellers shouting, children running, old men playing backgammon in doorways. Layla walked through it all feeling nothing. At the far end of the souk, an old woman sat behind a small tea stall. She had kind eyes and hands that moved slowly, like someone who had stopped rushing a long time ago. Layla sat down. She did not order anything. She just sat. The old woman watched her for a moment. Then she placed a glass of tea in front of her without being asked. Layla looked up. "Are you from this neighborhood?" the old woman said. "No," said Layla. "Visiting." "No, just wandering." The old woman looked at her for a moment. "Wandering usually means looking," she said. "What are you looking for?" Layla thought about it. She had not put it into words before. "I do not know exactly," she said. "I just cannot seem to find it. I guess happiness? Whatever it is, I have tried, but nothing stays." The old woman was quiet for a moment. Then she said, "Perhaps I can help you understand why it never stays. But first you must complete a simple task for me." Layla looked at her. "A task?" she said. "Yes," said the old woman, "a small one." Layla did not fully understand, but she had come this far looking for answers, and this was the first person who had not simply told her to cheer up. So she nodded. The old woman stood up and began placing glasses of tea on a large copper tray, one by one, until there were 12, each glass full to the brim, steaming gently. She lifted the tray and placed it carefully in Layla's hands. "Deliver these to 12 stalls across the souk," she said. "Do not spill a single drop." Layla looked at the tray, then at the souk, the narrow lanes, the crowds, the children darting between legs. "Now," she said. The old woman smiled and said nothing. Layla took a breath and stepped into the souk. She moved slowly at first, arms out, eyes fixed on the tray. A man with a cart came from the left. She twisted, not a drop. A child ran across her path. She stopped, steadied, not a drop. 3 boys saw her and started walking behind her, mimicking her slow, careful steps with exaggerated seriousness. People stopped to watch. Someone clapped. Someone else called out encouragement. Layla did not notice any of it. She was somewhere else entirely. Inside the tray, inside the steps, inside the concentration. 1 stall, then 2, then 5, then 10. By the time she reached the 12th stall, a small crowd had gathered behind her, clapping as she placed the final glass down without spilling a drop. She turned around. They were all laughing. And so was she. She had not noticed until that moment. She walked back to the old woman's stall. "I did it," she said. "Not a single drop." The old woman looked at her. "I know," she said. "I was watching." She poured Layla a fresh glass of tea and set it down between them. "Tell me something," she said. "While you were walking, were you thinking about what you were looking for?" Layla opened her mouth, then closed it. She thought back across the souk, the cart, the child, the boys mimicking her walk, the crowd at the end, her own laughter. "No," she said quietly. "I was not." The old woman said nothing. She simply looked at Layla and waited. And then Layla understood. She had not been looking for happiness across the souk. She had been living it. She picked up the fresh glass of tea. Steam rising slowly. The souk still loud and warm around her. And for the first time in a long time, it tasted like enough. Layla had spent so long looking for happiness that she had not noticed it arriving. In life, most people spend their whole lives looking for happiness. But happiness was never lost. It was always there, waiting for you to stop looking and start living.